Okay, so I think we can start now. I hope I'm audible to everyone. Am I audible, guys? Yes or no? Am I audible? Hello. Kindly. Am I audible, guys? Hello. Yes or no? Am I audible or not, guys? Kindly response, I can get to know. Yes, Urvi. Yes, better. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so any problems in male reproductive system and gametogenesis, which we discussed last time? Anyone, any issues with that? Kindly respond so I can get to know. There was some issue with the Zoom, that's why I got late, okay? Because it was not allowing me to sign in. Because I had lectures in college, so it was with another ID. And then I tried to sign in with my ID, it was not allowing me. Okay, and that's why I got late. Okay, so we'll start with the female reproductive system. Today we'll start with the female reproductive system. Okay. So basically we'll be covering in today's lecture is all about what we call as female reproductive system, especially about its anatomy. Okay, the all the internal structures and what is there inside, what organs are there. Okay, so that we'll discuss in today's lecture. Okay, so we'll refer female by this symbol, as you know. So this is the diagrammatic view. As you can see, this is the side view, which we'll discuss later on. This is a better diagram to understand about the female reproductive system. Okay, this is the external genitalia of female, which we'll discuss. Okay, anyways, so first we'll talk about how we classify it. Okay, how we classify the female reproductive system. So as such, female reproductive system can be classified in the the primary thing which it will have is what we call as primary reproductive organs. Just like male, the female will have the primary reproductive organ will be pair of ovaries. Pair of ovaries. Okay. Then this is the first. Then second way. Okay, in which will the secondary thing which will be all the accessory ducts. So female reproductive system is much more complex than male reproductive system. So in that case, in the ducts we will have oviducts, uterus, cervix, and sorry, vagina will take it separately. It's external genitalia. So we have oviduct, uterus, and cervix, which will take. Okay. And along with that, you can also consider the vagina as a part of the oviduct. Okay, as per the differentiation, ideally we call it separate structure, but we'll keep it over here as a. Then we had then the female reproductive system. There will be something termed as, let's say, there is accessory glands. There is accessory glands. An accessory glands, female only has one gland. That is Bartholin's gland. That is Bartholin's gland. It is considered equivalent to male Cowper's gland. It is considered equivalent to male Cowper's gland. And then finally, there are also something termed as external genitalia. And as such, in that accessory structure also mammary gland is considered. Okay, mammary gland is also considered as a accessory gland. Okay, so as such you can also put mammary gland over here. You can also put mammary gland as a accessory structure. In the external genitalia, we'll talk about mons pubis. Okay, then we'll talk about labia majora and minora. Okay, that is labia. Then we'll discuss about clitoris, and we'll discuss about hymen. So these are main different structures. There is pair of ovaries. Okay, there is oviducts, uterus, cervix, vagina, which will be in accessory ducts. In other accessory gland, there will be bathroom and mammary gland. Mons pubis, labia, clitoris, hymen are part of the external genitalia. Okay, just like the male penis. Okay. So this is what we have primarily in the female reproductive system. So if you look at this part, okay, then as such you can see there is vagina, there is cervix, all these are accessory structures. You can also see this is entire is the uterus. This is the uterus where the baby development will happen. These are ovaries, as you can see. Okay, then you can see this is the oviducal funnel. This entire is the oviducal funnel. Okay, also referred as fallopian tube. This is the side view. Okay, the labia majora, minora, okay, has been mentioned over here. Okay, you can see clitoris are all external genitalia. Then vaginal orifice is mentioned over here. Okay, these are all different parts which has been mentioned as such. Cervix, as you see over here, they have mentioned, but this is not a better diagram to get. This is a better diagram to understand. Okay, so as you can see, the ovaries over here, this part, you can see the oviducal funnel, fallopian tube. Okay, also you can see vagina, the entry, this part, and then there is cervix. Okay, this is the entire part is the uterus, which we'll talk in detail. This is external genitalia. This is what we call as the external genitalia. Okay, so in this case, this is the outside view, okay, of the genitalia. So over here, as you can see, this is the mons pubis part. Okay, this is the thick fleshy skin fold. Then there is this region, there is clitoris. Okay, then this is labia majora, this is labia minora. You can see this part, okay, this part and this part. Okay, there is opening of Bartholin's duct, you see. Okay, this part is hymen and there is vaginal orifice. Okay, so where the penis penetration happens during the sexual intercourse. And then there is this is the anal part. So as this is the external female genital. This is what we have we classified. Okay, so now we'll talk one by one and we'll begin with the ovaries. We'll begin with the ovaries. If you have any issues, please feel free to ask in between. Okay. There is a pair of ovaries. There are two ovaries. Okay. So this is a primary female sex organ. It produces ovum. Okay, ovum is a haploid female gamete. Okay. So location is on each side of lower abdomen. Okay. Location is each side of lower abdomen. Length is 2 to 4 centimeter. Okay, so it is connected to the pelvic wall of uterus by ligament. So if you can see over here in this diagram, this is ovarian ligament. If you can see this part, then this is a ovarian ligament. Okay, this part you see. Through this ligament, there are also other ligaments. Through this ligament, is ovaries are mainly attached to the pelvic wall. Pelvic wall means the pelvic cavity, I hope you know. So this is through this body wall, it is attached to this ligament. Okay. You can also get over here if you see the side pelvic wall, these ovaries will be attached. Okay. This attachment to the body wall is the ligament. So to see that you can get it better. This entire part is attached to the ligament. This highlighted part. Okay. So it is also attached to uterus. Over here is uterus. So you can see this ligament part. It is attached to uterus also through this structure and through the body wall also. You can see this entire part which I am highlighting. Okay. So at the background of this, there will be at the back of over here there is this is the ovarian ligament. Okay, and this is through this ligament is attached to uterus. This is uterus. Through this it is attached to the uterus. Got it? So connected to pelvic wall. And uterus by ligaments. Got it? So any problems in this guys? Till now, whatever we discussed, any issues, any questions? Anyone, anything?
No, sir.
So now we're talking about the anatomy of the ovary. We are talking about the anatomy of the ovary. Okay. So mainly the if you talk about the anatomy of the ovary and if you take this section of the ovary, okay. So in that case, let's say this is the section of the ovary. Okay. So see the outermost layer. Okay, the outermost layer is termed as this is what we call as germinal epithelium. It is formed of simple cuboidal cells. This is what we call as germinal epithelium. It is formed of cuboidal cells. Okay. Remember that simple cuboidal cells. I hope you know it. It comes in 11th standard in histology. Now, whatever you see inside of this, okay, this part, this is referred as ovarian stroke. This is referred as ovarian stroke. Okay. This is what we call as the major part of the ovary, which is onto the inside, and we refer to this as the ovarian stone. So this you can call it as a, this is just a similar epithelium, it is the outermost layer. Okay. Now if we talk about this stroma, let me write it in center so you can have an idea. Okay, so this is what I have highlighted. This is ovarian stone. Okay. Now in that stoma also, see, I'm highlighting a part, certain part. Okay, as you can see. So this yellowish part which you see, okay, this yellowish part which you see, that is nothing but this is what we call as the peripheral cortex of stroma. Peripheral cortex of ovarian stone. In the central part you see, this is this part which you see. This is still the cortical part. This is still the cortical part. And the central part which you see. So this part is the inner medulla. This part is the inner medulla. Okay. There is also a in between. There is a layer which is not mentioned in the textbook, but it also has a secondary in between layer, which I am showing by this green dots. It is referred as tunica albuginea. It is referred as tunica albuginea. So this highlighted part is stroma, as you see, and the center part is the medulla. These are all both the divisions of ovarian stroma. So ovarian stroma can be divided into peripheral cortex and central medulla. Always in biological terms, medulla means center, periphery means cortex. Okay. So any issues in this, guys? Now, if any problems in this structure which we have discussed, the outline of the ovaries. Anyone, you got this part, everyone? This is important, okay? So kindly pay your attention. Any problems in this? Anyone, any issues? Or can we go further? I hope you are awake. I hope you are awake. Are you awake, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then kindly respond. Any problems in this?
No, sir. No, sir.
So the next, now we are talking about this cortex. Okay, so the ovarian cortex, it is more dense part. Okay, it has something called corpus luteum. Right now, please remember, corpus luteum will be coming in detail in this lecture. Okay, in the next lecture, not now. But right now, you have to remember this. It will need entire separate part. So it is corpus luteum. Okay. This corpus luteum is sort of a cell, sort of a gland, temporary gland. It can secrete progesterone relaxin. It also has corpus albicans. અત્યારે ખાલી આ બે ટર્મ યાદ રાખજો. I explained in detail. Okay, આખું separate lecture માં આવશે. Okay, remember. So if you talk about, again, if we talk about the ovarian section, okay, then in this part, this corpus luteum is found, okay, in this region, that is in the, what we call as the cortex part, that is in the cortex part. Okay, even if there is corpus albicans, it is there. Corpus albicans and corpus luteum is there. Remember, they are some sort of gland-like structure. Some sort of gland-like structure. Right now, just remember that because it's a separate thing. Because you need other knowledge to learn about that. That's it. Okay. But as we are describing anatomy, so I have to tell it. Now, if you look at this medullary part, okay, this medullary part, as we know that this central part, okay, this is the medullary part. Okay, in the center, as we know, this is medullary part. So medullary part will have so many growing. This is corpus luteum. The medullary part will have so many growing follicles. So this part entirely. Okay. This is what we call as this. This is what we call as the medullary part. So as you can see, it contains, as you can see, the structures. It has growing follicles. This medullary part has growing follicles. Now, what is it? Okay, so let me just explain. So ovarian medulla, contains oval bodies. Okay, and these oval bodies, this sort of structure. Okay. These oval bodies are referred as ovarian follicles. These oval bodies are referred as ovarian follicles. Okay, these ovarian follicles are found at several developmental stages. They are found at several developmental stages, which we'll study further in gametogenesis. Okay, inside the ovaries. Okay. Now, what is a follicle? Follicle means, remember, if I take a single ovarian follicle, then will be equal to what? It will have single ovum plus follicle cell. It will have single ovum plus follicle cells. Follicles are the specific cells. Okay. So there is large ovum, which is a haploid structure surrounded by the follicle cell. So let's say this is a ovum, and these are follicle cells. Okay. So I'll just draw the better diagram. So let's say if this is a ovum. Surrounding this ovum, there will be so many such cells. Okay. So you can call this as the follicle cells, while this central part is the ovum. If the ovum is haploid, keep that in. So it's a cell surround. So if there are so many cells which surrounds a single cell, it is referred as follicle. Okay, it is not mentioned in your textbook what is a follicle, but you should know because the next part of the chapter is completely based on follicle. Okay, and these follicle cells, they secrete estrogen. It's a female sex hormone. They secrete estrogen. It's a female sex hormone. Okay. Corpus luteum, which we talk further, it secretes relaxin. Okay, this can secrete relaxin and progesterone. Okay, it can secrete relaxin and progesterone. So So if you have any doubts in this, you are feel free to ask. You should know what is ovarian follicle, what is medulla, what is cortex, okay, why we call it follicle, what is the ovum will basically transform into egg cell later on. It will be released during the menstrual cycle. Anyone, any issues in this, guys?
No, sir.
So now we are talking about, next is we are talking about the fallopian tubes or oviducts. We are talking about fallopian tubes or oviducts. Okay. So see, in this case, okay, each oviduct or a fallopian tube is this common term. Okay, they are 10 to 12 centimeter long. Okay, that extends from periphery to uterus. I'll show you the diagram. Okay, so as you can see over here, this is what we refer as a fallopian tube or oviduct. As you can see, this is what we refer as a fallopian tube or oviduct. You can see it on the both the sides. The one I'm highlighting with the green. Okay, so all the parts which will be inside this, which I'm also putting it over here. This okay. So as you can also see, corpus luteum over here inside the ovaries. Okay, you can see over here there is corpus luteum, and the part is this is our oviduct. Got it? So this is connected to ovary. As you can see over here, there is a ovaries are there. Okay, let's say this is this part. There are ovaries. There are also ovaries over here. Okay, then it is in contact with the fallopian tube. Okay, so this is fallopian tube or oviduct. There are two ovaries and two oviducts, same over here. You can see over here also in the same sort of diagram that this entire part is in contact, which is what we call as the oviduct or fallopian tube, as you can see, and the three parts are mentioned over here. Got it? So we are talking about those parts. We are talking about those parts. Mainly, if the meeting ends, join on the same ID. Meeting ends, join on the same. Okay. So see, try to understand. So this entire oviduct is a this sort of structure. It is a this sort of structure. Okay, this sort of structure. Just a minute. So now there's three parts. Each oviduct can have three parts. Can have three parts. So this part is what we call as infundibulum. This part is what we call as ampulla. And this entire part is what we call as distance. So this entire part is what we call as distance. So isthmus, remember, make sure it is not very much clear. So you should know what part is what. Frequently they ask this question. So this is how there are three parts in a fallopian tube or oviductal funnel. Oviducts, okay? They will collect the egg from the ovary. So as you can see over here, okay, I want to highlight in this diagram, and this is infundibula, this is ampulla, and then this is isthmus. Okay, you can see over here, this is infundibula, this is ampulla, and then this is isthmus. Okay, I hope you can see this part. That is just highlight. Okay, this is infundibula, ampulla, and then isthmus. This is infundibula. See my pointer. This is ampulla. This is isthmus. Okay, you also get a better idea over here. Okay, this is let's say infundibula. This is ampulla, and then this entire part is isthmus. So clear with these three parts how they are, guys. Now you see this finger-like projections. You can see over here there are finger-like projections. These are finger-like projections. These are called as fimbriae. These are called as fimbriae. It is as such part of the infundibulum. It is as such the front part of the infundibulum. Which is as such front part of the infundibulum. Okay. Got it? So any problems in this case? The three parts of oviduct, any issues?
No, sir.
It is very much important for board and NEET, so kindly pay your attention. They frequently ask questions about isthmus, ampulla, and infundibulum. Okay, so we consider the first one is infundibulum, second is ampulla, and the third one is isthmus. And they are in contact with the uterus, as you know. So the infundibulum is the funnel-shaped part which is close to ovary. We will first talk about. This infundibulum is close to ovary. Okay, the edges of infundibulum has finger-like projections called as fimbriae, as we have discussed. Okay, this finger-like position which we call as fimbriae, which we talked about. This part looks something like this. Okay, this looks something like this. This is close to the ovary. Then second is ampulla. The ampulla is the wider part. It is the wider part, the wider oviduct part. It is located next to infundibulum. It is located next to infundibulum. And finally, we have isthmus. So So isthmus is mainly narrow, thick-walled portion after embryo. And it leads into uterus. It leads into uterus. So see over here, as you can see in the diagram, just a moment. So if you can see over here, so as you can see this diagram, this is wider part, which is infundibulum. Then this is the ampulla part. Now this is narrower part. You can see this over here. This is narrower part, as you can see isthmus. Okay, over here this is slightly wider, and this is the broadest part is infundibulum. And there is this where that will take down the funnel shape is ampulla, and then we have this isthmus. Isthmus is a narrow part. Now this isthmus opens into where? This is uterus. This is uterus. You can see the pointer. So isthmus opens into this uterus. Isthmus opens into this uterus. Okay, so this part is at this entire is uterus. Isthmus opens over here. Any problems in this structure? These three parts, guys, and you can see these are fimbriae. These are fimbriae over here, which is in contact with the ovary. Is in contact with the ovary, as you can see. So any problems in this structure? Anyone? Any issues in this? Okay. So now we'll discuss uterus. Now we will discuss uterus. You can also see refer to this diagram. This is also better for understanding. This is entire part is uterus. This entire part is uterus. Okay, so the entire part is what we call as uterus, in which this is to the isthmus will open. Which this isthmus will open for the ovaries. You can also this is entire part is the uterus. This part. And here there is opening of the because the meeting will end at any point because the time has been over. So you can again join the same ID and we'll start uterus in the next part of this lecture. Okay, start uterus in the next part of the lecture. So even less than few seconds are remaining. So kindly join back on the same ID and password.